Welcome! What podcast?
Welcome!
I am your host, Eric Creech. And we have an echo in the room.
Echo in the room.
Kyle, one syllable.
Kyle,
Whitley,
two syllable. Whitley.
That's our question of the week, folks. Is Kyle one syllable or two syllables?
It is two syllables.
It is uno syllables.
Joy Woods Right is live on the Facebook with
Joy. Which she made something for you today. You have it with you?
I do.
Let's go ahead and give Granny's Barn a shout out. Able to custom make this awesome mask. Look at that bad boy. It's not really going to help us much on the podcast, but
Ninja Turtles
themed on this side, but on the other side,
flip it around.
Wait for it,
Batman.
It's pretty awesome. And I've got one in my bag too, but I can't reach my bag from here. So
yeah,
really cool stuff.
This is awesome. I'm wearing it at work tomorrow.
You should.
I'm taking it all week from now on because I've been wearing these. The
mask was a gift, Todd. I'm taking it with me.
I'm wearing one of the ones that is not great. It's I don't know. It's the elastogram behind your ears, and it's probably like medical grade or whatever.
Right.
No. I put it on and my beard pushes it up, so it ends up literally pushing on my eyelid.
Now, if you want a quality, awesome mask like that, go to Granny's Barn at the old Killing News place in Killing, North Carolina. Find them on Facebook as well.
I think they're $5 somewhere around.
I
thought there was a sign on
it. It was $5 for each of them, and they do quality work. So go give them a shout out and send them some business their way.
We talked about this a long time ago, probably around Halloween, about the guy that makes the Ninja Turtle costumes.
Yes.
Like the legit, movie style ones. I thought about getting one of those heads and just wearing that everywhere, because it's my mask.
If you want to do that, then absolutely.
Because he was selling them
people will definitely social distance away from you then too.
It was only $200 or $300. Now, that's a lot.
That's a lot of money.
More than $5.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
But it does look like it is a legitimate head.
Right.
And so, I thought about wearing my Batman mask too, and just seeing what people said. Because people really wanted you to wear a mask, but they didn't specify where it had to be covering.
Okay.
So Batman's mask would work, but not really help the health. But yes, Miss Joy Woods Right. We really appreciate them. They're
yes,
the most
we do.
Thing. I'm ready to show it off at work.
Yes, we do. And you've had a bit of a hard couple of days.
I have.
We're not going to give a favorable review to Ford.
Ford is not my friend.
If Henry Ford was alive,
I'd kick him in the shin.
He would kick him in the shin and run away. I don't know if he'd run away, but
nah, I'd stand my ground. He's dead.
Stand your ground.
He ain't running after me. First he's dead, and then
you know what I would do? I would go, work out, build a strong upper body, hit Henry Ford from behind with a stick.
That's good. He will never see it coming.
Never see it coming.
Also, he's dead, so he definitely won't see it coming.
Definitely.
But if he's alive, it's a great idea, because if it's a zombie, you want to aim for the head.
That's right. Come at me, Henry Ford. And help my friend out over here.
All these people my entire life are avoid Ford. Don't buy a Ford.
I've been saying it for years.
Don't buy a Ford. And I was one of those people that said, don't buy a Ford. And then I bought a Ford.
You can't afford a Ford, I'm telling you.
And then now, oil leaks.
And it's only got 23,000 miles.
23,000 miles. And they want to say, somebody started your warranty in 2014. And it's no. The first time anybody ever had a title written for this car was in 2016. So that means 5 years from then is next year.
That would be 2021. That's how math works.
I do math.
Ladies and gentlemen. That's how math works. Henry Ford Company.
I do enough math to know.
Yeah.
Henry Ford can do math. And evidently, since he passed away, y'all just want to do your own math.
Y'all have stopped doing math. The math grade for the Ford Corporation has gone down since Henry Ford has passed away.
I was excited.
How long has it been going? I'm going to find out.
Because there's been a second one. But I don't know. Yeah, just not excited with them. I still like my car. I'm glad, it's fun. It's, turbo, everything. They really won't give me problems. I just made a mistake changing oil and noticing, hey, there's some oil leaking over there.
Henry Ford I died in 1947.
47?
Yep.
I wasn't even thought of.
Henry Ford II died in 1987.
I ain't going after him, though. I'm going after the main man.
All right. He also has some children who are probably still alive.
I ain't going after them. That's how you get in trouble with threats. I'm not threatening them.
No, we're not threatening the living people. That's for sure. No. But yeah, we're not happy with Ford. You're not happy. I told Kyle that if he wanted me to, he's been waiting for a phone call all day. And it's probably not going to get it now because they didn't put you on the list for some reason.
Yeah, I had to call back to get my name put back on the list.
And, it's always kind of worrisome, when you're dealing with corporations and people in the food chain that you have to kind of,
because
climb.
level 1 isn't going to cover
No, you got to get all the way up the mountaintop there, all the way up the ladder.
I tried to Google today to see if there's anybody else I can just jump the line. Like, start finding people at the corporate level of, Ford. Find the president of Ford.
Yeah, go ahead and call him and, at least bug his secretary. Yeah. But I told Kyle, it's like, if you don't want to worry with it, I have not been able to use my Coach Creech voice in 2 months now.
I'm a little worried, though. Like, if you used it, there may be a bomb in my car when I finally pick it back up.
No. If I use that voice, they'd probably give you the car back for free. I'm just saying. Yeah, friends don't let friends drive Fords. I agree with that.
I would.
And I tried to tell you
that a year ago.
Tried to tell you.
I would have quoted that a year ago.
But the Ford Focus, it looks so pretty. So
it's fun.
I know you love the car.
Great time with Beards and Boost.
Yeah, Beards and Boost does a great job.
There's a lot of great people that own them that have similar issues. I get it. Any car could have issues.
Any car. Yeah, Chevys have their own issues. Monte Carlo had gasket issues.
So
after 6 years, so it happens.
But I just don't know.
You should have went.
Not satisfied.
And you should have went in the Hectors or Harry's and got some spoon engines for your 3 Honda Accords.
That's what I need.
With a Motec engine exhaust.
I should go back to the Honda world. Like, I had
Hondas are great.
In the Honda world, and you can modify Hondas like nobody's business.
Matthew Elder Clark, who I was just texting, sold me his Honda Accord. It was a 98 Honda Accord. And, it still runs. It ran really well. We took it on a road trip in 2015. And,
you didn't even second guess it a bit.
No, not one bit. It got us up a mountain, dude. It was perfect. I got the Hyundai Elantra just because of the deal, and there's good reviews on Hyundais and stuff. But when I was looking for a car, I was looking for a Honda because they last.
There's another line,
Plus spoon engines.
Belinda says friends don't let friends drive Fords. There's another line about Hyundais.
What about Hyundais?
That I've thought about it the entire time since day one you bought it.
Oh Lord!
But I was like, I don't want to insult you.
You insult me in so many different ways.
Han from Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift.
Yes.
Sean shows up in the shop.
Yes, he does.
He says, the red Evo is yours. He's like, what do you mean mine? He's like, the red Evo is yours. He said, what, you think I was going to let you roll in a Hyundai?
Yeah. I saw that last weekend. Watching it last weekend, I'm thinking, what's wrong with a Hyundai? I love my Hyundai.
To be fair, that movie was made in a time period where Hyundais were not what they are today.
True.
They were much not grand vehicles.
Right.
They're much.
I'm not saying mine's a grand vehicle, but it does get me from A to B, and
it's a lot better than what it used to.
And it's very reliable. So.
Yep, it's not in the shop right now, and you're not waiting on Hyundai to call you back. So
that's true. Yes.
Either way, it is what it is.
It is.
God's done great things this week, providing me in other ways, like making sure I got tires and got my wheels replaced. All these things that needed to happen at great prices and great timing that could not have happened otherwise. So hey. You got to take these moments and move forward.
You take them and move on. So, well, we are.
Bob always wanted a Tiburon. He said that's.
I can't even say Tiburon. How many syllables is that, Bobby?
3. Tiburon. That's a Hyundai.
Fair enough.
That was the coolest Hyundai they made until they started making these newer ones.
I like my Elantra. Ellie Jr. does a good job. We are super excited that you're joining us today. I don't have my usual script in front of me, so I'm going to try to wing it. Thank you for joining the What the What podcast. And if you like what you're hearing, maybe you enjoy the banter between Kyle and I discussing how many syllables his name is. Thank you, Bobby. Maybe you enjoy the fact that you're listening to this podcast knowing that we are chatting with people on Facebook Live 3 days prior to this, or 4 days prior to this podcast coming out. Maybe you clicked on this and you're wondering, why am I listening to this? I don't know why I'm continuing to listen, but I need to keep listening. Well, we would ask that you subscribe to our podcast if any of those things are true. If you like this episode or any of the other 47 or so episodes, please subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, Podbeam, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, iHeartRadio. I mean, all these different, most major podcast platforms have. If there's one that you prefer and we're not on there, shoot us an email at whatthewhatmedia.com at gmail.com.
Or go to YouTube.
Or go to our YouTube and watch the interaction on YouTube.
Or join us on my Facebook account.
Yeah, you go to friend Kyle, or find us on Facebook or Instagram. Again, What the What Media, all one word. We're also on Twitter at WTW_media. Make sure you click that follow, like, share, subscribe button on whatever the platform is, and we would appreciate it. If you like this, or you think someone that you know would like this,
You just did the Soldier Boy thing.
You
would like this.
Or someone you know you think would like this, then please share that with that person, or this with that person. We're always looking for more listeners and viewers, and we would love to introduce them to the wacky world of the What team. We cover so many different things. Marvel. We're going to be covering a Star Wars movie this summer. We talk about television shows from our childhood, movies from our childhood, current topics like today. So many things. We started out as a 90s, nostalgic, whatever, and we've kind of branched out a little bit from that, but it's just fun conversation. So please share that with someone. And if you do, tag us, and we'll be happy to give you a shout out on the next episode.
Alex wants to know where my Monster Energy is, because my name's Kyle, 2 syllables.
1 syllable.
No, I'm much more of a Bang person. I like Bang and I like coffee. And then today I'm drinking water because I drink coffee all day, and this is the first time I've had water today. And I've been drinking 2 to 3 liters of it a day until today.
Nice.
So my body's aching for water.
Water.
That's what I have today.
All right. Well, today's podcast.
Today.
We are going to be talking. This was a replacement topic because originally we were going to be talking about the first season of the television show Survivor. Which is celebrating its 20th anniversary starting this month. Yes.
Distract you.
Yes, thank you for distracting me.
I'm
going to slap your hand at some point. The reason we are not discussing that is because I knew Kyle wouldn't do his homework.
I would have done enough to gotten by.
No, I don't think you would have.
I would have watched a lot of YouTube this week.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have been able to name like your favorite episode.
I would have. I would have watched the greatest clips of episodes and been like, you know what, that's the one.
And me speaking honestly, I was not able to do my homework the way I would like to have done it. So I said, you know what? I don't think Kyle's super excited about this episode. It's not as fun when half of us are not as excited. So scrap it. Survivor had its 40th season finale last night. Spoiler warning for those of you who watched Survivor but haven't seen this episode. It was awesome. Skip ahead if you're listening to the audio. Mute us for the next a minute, 20 seconds or so, or fast forward the next minute or two. But last night's episode was fantastic, a perfect way to cap off Winners at War, which brought back 20 former winners, and I think they crowned the best possible person to win last night's 40th season.
What did they use? What's it called? They had the tribes.
Yep.
And then at the end, like they would go in like that really cool patio looking area where the fires.
Where the tribal council.
Tribal council. I remember they'd go up and like show their name there right down to the camera.
Yep.
Because I feel like I watched the first season at least. Like it was new on TV and I was young, so we like as a family would turn that on and watch that. And
it has evolved greatly over the past 20 years. There's hidden immunity idols now that you can play before the votes are read that gives you safety that night. There's advantages, and they introduced fire tokens this year, which is like a form of Survivor
I hope that means
currency.
You know what? I don't feel like dealing with you, setting you on fire for 20 minutes.
No. But anyway, so not talking about Survivor. We instead put the question out yesterday, and I think we put it out again today. We are living in, as Rickie likes to, or hates hearing, unprecedented times where we have stay-at-home orders and we're under lockdown and quarantine and all this other stuff. And North Carolina is beginning to reopen. We're in phase 1 now. We're hoping to be in phase 2 in the next couple of weeks or so.
We're going to raise up.
And then work our way to phase 3. And I don't even know if there is a phase 4 like the MCU. But the question was asked. What is something that you are looking forward to doing once everything reopens, or once everything kind of calms down, or once the quarantine is lifted? And the two of us, we're going to be discussing. I don't even know if it's our top 3 because I didn't bring a list.
I didn't either. We're roughly just choosing 3 each because there's a lot that's probably similar. And also if you're following along on the Facebook chat right now, go ahead and feel free to
drop in
what you're excited to do whenever things starting to slowly open back up. We know things will be different. We're not saying necessarily the world's just going to be identical and everything's back to normal, but like what are some things that you are excited to do, like whenever you're able to safely again?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
I say we do a rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first.
Okay.
The winner has to go first.
Going on shoot? Like rock, paper,
scissors, shoot. Yep.
Some people try to trick you and say rock, paper, scissors and then throw it out there.
All right, you ready?
No guns, just rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, we're not doing dynamite, we're not doing fire, we're not doing water balloon, we're not doing Thor's hammer.
Okay, so it's rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
We're not doing rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock either.
Okay, none of that.
None of that.
No,
all right.
Big bang.
Yep. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, the same one.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Same one.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, you got me.
All right. That means I got to go first. I was trying to lose.
Bobby's going first.
Bobby's going first. Well, he's actually taking my first option.
Well, Bobby's taking one for a lot of us.
Bobby Lee Perry III on Facebook, our Facebook Live here says going to a Mexican restaurant and sitting down and eating inside the restaurant. Mm-hmm. And that is something that I'm looking forward to as well because I'm a big fan of Mexican food. But part of eating Mexican food is atmosphere.
It is.
To me.
And chips.
And salsa and queso and guac and all that other mess. Thank you, Ryan. I think that's saying what he wants to do.
No.
But part of eating Mexican is atmosphere. And I know we have some great local Mexican restaurants here. San Marcos, La Casina, El Tapatio, La Rancherita in Wilson. All are fantastic. But like Mexican food doesn't travel very well.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Depends on what your trip is and what you ordered.
That's the thing. Like, for me, I live outside of Kinley, so I've got to drive 20, 25 minutes. By the time I get it home, I got to heat it up. And
like if we do it, we order it from Don Betos. It's at 42 at the plantation. So like I've timed it. It's roughly like 12 minutes from my house. So it's not bad. And it really depends on what you get. Like I'll get, more traditional style tacos. So honestly, they're soft. So nothing really happens between there and home. If you get like a crunchy something, that's where things will get soggy. Taco Bell does that in like 5 minutes. So.
San Marcos had a great deal where you could order an ACP, and they put a whole big pan of it with fries and chicken tenders, and then chips and salsa.
Fries don't travel.
Fries didn't travel. Now they were still good, but they did not travel very well. The chicken tenders didn't travel. I mean, just
how did chicken? Well, I guess.
I mean, they were cold by the time we got them back. So I'm looking forward to going to a Mexican restaurant, ordering whatever it is, ruining all the progress I've made, over the past couple of months, losing weight. I've lost 53 pounds, and I'm probably going to be gaining it back slowly once this lockdown is lifted. Because I'm going to be like, let's go to all the Mexican restaurants. I mean, not just Mexican restaurants, Japanese restaurants.
Well, let's categorize right now Mexican.
Okay, so I guess that'll be mine. So
I'm excited for that though, because same way, they give you bags of chips and salsa, and if you order cheese dip, cheese dip first off doesn't even travel to the table.
No, it doesn't. No, it really doesn't.
Solidify. Don't get me wrong; it's fine. You stir it up and you keep going. But as you know, in the restaurant, I feel like the chips are coming out hot. You're dipping them in, and you eat way more than you ever intend to. Versus if they just give you a bag of them, it's not the same.
It's really not. So
Lee Bobby Underhill says, "How's it going?" We say it's going good.
It's going good. Some things that have been coming up on the Facebook thing while I've been talking.
Second one, I'll take the second one that came up right below Bobby. Miss Belinda said,
yes,
she's excited to go see Kelly Sperry.
Well, she says Kelly Sherry, but I think she means Kelly Sperry
to get her hair cut.
Here's the thing with Belinda. Kelly is going to have. I know she has. Not had a lot of business past couple months because, she has not been able to legally be allowed to have business. Kelly's going to have so much business the moment she's allowed to open. I mean, she's going to have, it's probably going to be a couple of weeks before some people are able to get in to see Kelly because, you go to Kelly.
That's why this is my number one pick.
Is that your number one?
It is. That's
all right.
To Miss Belinda, it's because I desperately need a haircut. I sent Kelly a message the other day. I said, hey, whenever you can open back up, I'm just letting you know I need a haircut soon. Because
we'll give you free advertisement on the podcast and on our Tuesday Night Corn Tuesday.
Yes. So part of me at the beginning of this was like, cool, I'm just going to grow my hair back out again. Because I used to have long hair and I could pull it off. It wasn't bad. But the way that it was trimmed previously, before this happened, my hair is not cut in a way to just grow out right now. Instead, I'm growing a helmet. Like, if you look over here, folks, like, you can see that, like, I'm literally growing a baseball helmet. Like, where it's open up front, comes down the sides, and then tries to grow, like, a mullet thing in the back. So, right now, I'm pretty much growing a helmet. You're trying to connect to your...
No, it can't. Sorry. It does that whenever I...
things.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm growing literally a helmet. It's not a mullet. Not quite, because it actually goes down long on the sides. So, I don't know. I'm not excited with this haircut. It's not horrible, but the cool thing is, like, sometimes, usually, I don't realize I need a haircut until all of a sudden it reaches some random point. I'm like, wait a second. Your hair looks bad. Get a haircut. Right now, it's just, you know what? Everybody is fine because they can't say a thing to me.
No.
Because legally, I can't get my haircut right now. So, my boss can't get upset with me having, like, weird hair right now.
No, you can't.
Technically, I trimmed my beard, but, like, I hadn't done that lately either. Just look ragged. Haggard is a fun word.
Haggard is a fun word.
We don't say it often.
Well, and here's the thing, like, so I can't relate to this because I cut my own hair. I mean, I shave my head several times a week. Mm-hmm. But I can relate a little bit now because Tuesday, I did not wear a hat when I went outside. And my head got burned. And it's the first time it's gotten burned in several years because I'm usually really, really careful. But now I can't cut it because it's sunburned.
That's true.
I could not shave it today. Like, I'm hoping I can shave it Saturday, or at least by Sunday morning, because Sunday morning we'll be on stage in front of. Will they let me wear one on Sunday morning? I can wear one on Saturday.
Do it and just see what happens. But they've already given everybody permission to wear hats or sunglasses, everything else.
Gonna have to.
You know who else works outside a lot? David Lee Fowler Jr. He works outside a lot. He owns his own lawn care company, and for the hardest time right now, I'm drawing a blank, David, and I don't know why. But throw it up there. We'll throw it out. Because all of my social media things are doing other things. It's recording here and recording there, so I can't look it up. Yeah. But David works outside a lot, does an amazing job. He's not necessarily from this area, but sort of this area.
Right.
But yeah, I played in a lot of bands with him. Cool. And so he's had funky hair.
That's nice. So you're
matching tattoos, actually.
Oh, nice.
He has the same tattoo. I took a picture of his tattoo and took it to the shop and said,
so his is the original.
Yeah, that's how my first tattoo happened.
Okay.
I copied somebody else.
Cool. So your first one is getting your haircut.
My first one is I definitely need a haircut.
Okay. My second one.
Number 2.
Is going to be going to the movies.
I am excited for this.
Because...
that was almost like at least once a month thing that I did.
It was something we did at least once a month because, there's usually something we would enjoy once a month.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't take much for us to
It really doesn't because,
it's like, what you doing? The movies are happening.
It's great entertainment. I've been to one movie this year.
That's sad.
It is sad. Last year, I think I went to like 16.
I feel like I went to the movies right before all this happened.
Yeah, I went.
I did, actually. I went and saw
you went and saw the Harley Quinn. I had gone a couple weeks prior to that to watch The Gentleman, which was not. I don't think it wasn't that good. But right now, it's the best movie I've seen in theaters all year long. But I am definitely wanting to go to the movies. There's so many things that I've been looking forward to seeing this year that
aren't happening. Right?
They're not happening. They're pushing them back, which is good.
Because it would be worse if it was happening,
and we weren't able to see it. I mean, so I'm definitely looking forward to going to the movies. I will pay the whatever for the awesome, expensive movie popcorn. Mm-hmm. I will get the box of like Sour Patch Kids or Milk Duds or Skittles or whatever. I'll get the slushy, the icy.
I'm going all out.
We're going all out. We're going to put some money.
We're going to continue to add to our fat. Like we're losing weight for June or May, but
I've been losing weight for 2020. But you know what? It's all going out the window. Okay, we're going to go to San Marcos. Mm-hmm. We're going to grab us, some queso and some chips and some ACP and some choy pollo and all the burritos that we want. And then we're going to go to the movies and we're going to keep packing it on. Mm-hmm. We're going to ruin any progress we've made in one night.
You want to know another way to ruin it? The last time I went to the movies before all this happened, a guy in front of me was a genius. Now, other people may have probably done this before. First time I've ever seen it in my life. You get that giant bag of popcorn.
Yes, you do.
Now, back in the day, they're like, you want butter on it, and they just throw some butter on it.
No.
Now, they have like butter fountain, like things that
I think I did he take a straw?
he put a straw in
Yes,
there.
I've done that.
First, he did the top layer, then he stuck a straw, shoved it in his popcorn, and then stuck it up there and injected his popcorn with butter.
So you got butter all the way down.
And he would like shuffle it around so it's not just one hole in this thing. He like moved it 4 or 5 times.
Yes.
And his girlfriend kind of looked at me like, I'm sorry. I was like, no, this man.
No, this man is
I
a
literally
genius.
told her, I was like, this guy's a genius.
I learned that from the Dude Perfect guys when they did their movie stereotypes. One of the guys, put the straw in. I did it first at the Wilson Theater, and I was like, oh my goodness. That's how you get butter all the way around. Like
Yes.
the bottom of the bag is like super like saggy at that
Get
point.
extra napkins to make sure.
Like, make sure it doesn't
the
leak
rest
through.
It's not all over your pants.
But my goodness, it's so. Oh my god, it's so good. So
Now if we can figure out a way to get the seasoning salt as well.
you know what?
You can shuffle the bag, but it doesn't really work.
We need to brainstorm that and have that game plan before we go back to
What we need to is just say, hey, can you fill up the bag halfway first, and then let me go get some butter and stuff and bring it back.
So let me ask you this: like, which movie? Like, what kind of movie do you want to see in theaters the most? Like, is there a because for me, like, I'm a big action guy. I love watching the superhero genre. Obviously, the only time I watch like a horror movie is usually in theaters. Like we usually go. We saw Joker last week, which is not necessarily your typical horror movie, but I feel like it falls in that. We saw Halloween the year before that.
Yeah.
I know Halloween Kills is supposed to come out this year, the sequel to the Halloween. There is probably a Conjuring movie, and I mean,
Erica's a big. My wife Erica, 3 syllables is also a giant like. Scary movies are her thing. Like right now, I'm not home and she is, so most likely, if she's at a point where TV's on right now, a scary movie's on TV.
right?
Like that or a scary show.
Yes,
That's her thing. And so, I agree with that. Like it's fun to go to the movies to see that because it puts you even more in that realm of like, it's a giant dark room. I can't get out of here. Like, well, I mean, you technically can, but like, I don't know, it just adds more to that suspense, especially when you're surrounded by people that are all gasping at the same time.
Well, and for me, the scaredy cat, whatever scared person inside of me, is glad that I don't have to. Okay, I'm at home. I just watched something scary, and now I got to go to my bedroom and go to sleep.
No, that's when you start watching cartoons.
That exactly when you. But if I'm at the theater, I go outside.
By the time you get home, it's gone.
By the time it's gone,
The first time Erica and I, like, whenever she was in college, she ended up staying at my parents' house for a while. And I remember the first time I ever watched Paranormal Activity, we watched it at my parents' house. And it was late at night, and it was just the two of us. And we're like, oh, we'll turn the lights off and lay on the floor and, like, watch the movie. Yeah, that scared the mess out of me. And then you've got to try to go to sleep in your house with Paranormal Activity fresh in your brain. Luckily, at 2 or 3 in the morning, Nickelodeon was playing Rocko's Modern Life at the time. So that was our thing. We watched that after. I don't know. I'm excited for that.
First time I ever watched Paranormal Activity 2 was at a friend's house, and me and another friend rode back to where I was staying that night, and we watched, I think, Up.
Yeah,
before we went to bed.
Calm your mind.
So
we did. There was some scary movie I feel like we saw this year. Erica and I went and saw. I don't remember what it was. It connected to some other movies that we'd seen previously, but I don't know. I'm excited for that. Action movies are always good. I don't know. And the thing is too, like obviously superhero movies, but right now things are kind of all delayed, so I don't even know what is happening anymore.
I think Wonder Woman right now is scheduled for August, but I don't know if that's gonna. I know Black Widow's in November,
and like Fast and Furious 9 was supposed to happen, and
it goes back all the way to March of 2021.
It says that, but then there's also been a big ordeal of movie theaters and Universal because Universal went straight to releasing to the public, and that's caused issues with movie theaters now not wanting to put out anything else from Universal anymore. Wow. So
the Busters,
yeah, got busted. So I don't know. I don't know if they'll play. I'm sure Fast and Furious will get in the movies again, but I don't know.
The movie theaters will want that money that comes with it. So
I don't know. There's other movies, but I'm excited for that.
All right, let me go down the list here. Catch us back up. But I know Steve Evans, one of our good friends from church, says he wants to go see a rocket launch at Kennedy Space Center. And that's something that sounds awesome.
So, I've never seen stuff like that. I feel like Steve has this background of things that I just don't know about.
Yes. So, what's your number 2?
Well, let me throw this out there.
Okay.
I'll just throw this and cram this into the number one because it really does get too much split up if we take it the other way. I'm ready for Chinese.
Yes.
I've talked about this a lot.
Yes.
Now, there's this great Chinese restaurant in Kinley that the great family runs that are awesome people.
They're open back up now.
Are they?
Officially? They are.
That's
I've heard
awesome.
from multiple people.
I started this diet competition, so I can't really go eat there right now.
Yes, you can.
No.
Yes, you
I will
can.
Lose.
I'll go if you go.
No.
That way, we're both taking ourselves.
No, I'm supposed to hold my wife accountable, and me making horrible decisions doesn't help her.
That's fair. That's fair point.
I'm really excited for Chinese. I told Eric, as soon as this is over, we're going and ordering the most Chinese food ever. Just chowing down. The funny thing is, I'll probably go and order it and take it back home and just watch it, and watch TV and eat Chinese food instead of sitting in a Chinese restaurant.
I don't really sit in Chinese restaurants.
Mike's getting Chinese now. My neighbor is literally going to get Chinese right now.
Perfect. Bring it by J. Howell Road. Ask for the What crew in Studio B, and we'll be happy to eat some Chinese. Just a little bit. We'll sample it.
It's free. I mean,
we'll sample it. Miss Belinda, Belinda Davis on our Facebook Live saying that her husband Mike is going to get Chinese now. We will gladly sample it on there to make sure it's good enough for you and your family, and then we'll send him on his merry way after we eat all the general such.
Yes.
So.
I'm excited for that though. So that's not another pick. I'll just throw that in there with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, you said Japanese earlier, but honestly, I've had sushi multiple times so far. I've gone to Sushi Iwa in Clayton and picked up sushi multiple times because it's buy one get one free there.
Yes.
But my number 2 pick. I'm excited for public events to open back up. So I have specific ones, but it could be variety for you or anybody else. We've already missed a giant Jeep event that typically would happen. There's already another one in Florida we were going to go to that got canceled. Right. Or we talked about going to anyway, it got canceled. But then there was one at Myrtle Beach that we went to last year, had an amazing time at. We were really excited to go to. It was supposed to have been, I want to say last weekend, something like that. And it technically didn't get canceled. They pushed it back to October now, so at least it's still going to happen.
Yeah.
But we were really excited for that. Thankfully, I don't think obviously we didn't have a hotel yet, but that was just really fun. We got to meet some other Jeep people that we knew from out of state that all came together and met there. But also, there's if you don't know about it, there's things called Cars and Coffee that have come much more popular over the last 5 to 10 years. Whereas before it was only about car shows and things like that, but now they have these events that are just cars and coffee where there's a random, location that's set up by somebody, a group puts it on. And it's just a bunch of people come out, sometimes there'll be food people there, sometimes it'll not be. But just to all park in a big parking lot, hang out with each other. Hopefully you're responsible because a lot of times, sometimes people will drive irresponsibly or make a big scene and get things shut down. But yeah, there's those type of events. Me being into the cars, even though I'm mad with Ford right now, I still get to go out and, just park and hang out with people. And it's, when Bob was here last week talking about Fast and Furious and stuff, it was never so much about the car shows and winning trophies. Sure, we had our moments and that was kind of fun or whatever. The biggest part was just hanging out. The late nights I experienced in, Belk's parking lot or Goody's parking lot, just talking to people. It's that same way where I'm older now. And it's cool. I can hang better in the mornings, by going and drinking some coffee and just walking around, where it's nice and brisk. It's not baking outside. And you're just walking around and admiring other people's cars for whatever it is, that they brought. And there's no specific type. It's all sorts of varieties. And so, I don't know, just events like that just to get out. Because I hadn't been back into the car scene until, September of last year. So I only made it to, 1 or 2 cars and coffees. But it's just to get out and, spend time. It's a way people can spread apart still, technically, keep their distance. Yep. But just to be able to safely just get out of the house, people get together and enjoy a hobby together.
Absolutely.
What about you? Any particular type of things like that?
Well, you mentioned public events, concerts for sure is something big. I count church as a public event.
That's true.
Because it's obviously it's open to everybody, open to the public, and the churches have had to evolve. Where we've been doing online services, and our church is actually getting together Sunday for a bring your own chair outdoor service for the first time since the beginning of March, and I'm super excited for that. But just church events in general are public events, and just super excited for us to be able to see everybody. A friend of mine was texting me earlier today and said, you're going to have such a hard time not wanting to hug everybody. And it's true. It's 100% true. I'm going to have to really restrain myself.
Funny thing is I've hugged lots of people.
Yeah.
Like, and it's out of habit. But the cool thing is when you start, a lot of the people I have just started hugging me back, but they're not worried either. So it's like, and that's not a great praise. I'm saying I'm
a little offended. Have you hugged me at all in the past 2 months?
How often do we ever hug each other? But it's like we saw Daniel Arant the other night. And it's like my first initial was like, oh, I'm a hugger. And like when he tries to shake your hand or like whatever.
Maybe we should hug more often is what I'm saying.
Oh, well,
But yeah,
put our masks on first.
Yes, we'll put our mask on and we'll protect each other from the evil coronavirus.
I'm just surprised, like, sorry to go off topic, but with masks like this, we really should be dressing up like Mortal Kombat, like Scorpio and stuff.
Scorpion,
sorry.
Sub-Zero, Rain, Smoke.
And then there's like, who's the lizard?
Reptile, yeah. They're basically all the same character, at least in the initial game. They're just color swapped palettes. I mean, it's kind of like how in the original Super Mario Brothers, you had Mario, and then you had Green Mario, which was Luigi. So, which, the later games were able to give them more details. But
I've always been a bigger fan of Luigi.
Me too. Which, one of the games I like to play when I ever have time to play games is Super Mario Maker. And they have an online multiplayer where you play 3 other people trying to get to the end of the level before they do. They have Toad and Toadette as as options. And I'm a big fan of Toadette. She's great. She's not just Pink Toad.
Nice. I'll throw this out there not to get us way off topic because I want to keep this going forward. But my my nephew, his birthday, he turned 6 over this time period where I haven't seen people. But for Mother's Day, like my wife and I and my parents and then my sister and her husband and their kids kind of just got together for like a meal. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, well, I didn't see you for your birthday, so I need to bring you a present.
Yes.
The last time I talked to him before all this happened, he really wanted a video game system because they don't have anything.
Yes.
He was talking about one of the new Nintendo, the Switch.
Yes.
He really wanted one of those. And they told him, that's more of a Christmas present, or start saving your money up to do it. Yeah. Pull a Creech.
Pull a Creech and go cut 300 yards, yeah.
So, he was talking about that. And so I was at Walmart the other day. First time I've been to Walmart in the midst of all this. I'll be honest, there really just wasn't much there, like in the toy aisles. Like I'm always the guy that if I go to Walmart, I go to the toy
check out the toy aisle and see what's going on.
That's what I look at. And I found this thing that I thought was kind of cool, but I was like, okay, but it took up a lot of space. Mm-hmm. And I was like, they don't have a lot of space to take up. And so I was like, well, I'll go to the video game section. I was like, maybe there's something cheap that I can find that maybe he would like. Well, I went over and the Sega Mini was over there.
Yes.
And it was on a rollback sale. So I got it at a great deal with 2 controllers. Him and his little sister could play.
Right.
And it's all like the Sega games.
All the classics, yeah. Sonic, Altered Beast, yeah.
And so we started playing the other night, and it turned out awesome because I was like, he probably has no clue who any of these people are. But he saw the cover and it had Sonic on it. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, Sonic, that's so awesome. Where it just turns out that they actually just watched the Sonic movie.
Oh, cool. Long ago. Yeah.
So he's all about Sonic now. And so
Sonic's great.
So he was really excited to play. And so we've spent probably 2 or 3 hours of the night just playing. The fun part was, too, is you realize that the graphics are 30 years old because you've played newer things or seen newer things.
Yeah.
For them, it's nothing. Like, they don't realize that. They just think it's some cool game. They don't realize the graphics are great.
It's like, retro, though. It's hip. I mean, I know that's not the reason they enjoy it. They enjoy it because it's fun.
But he just jumped in, and it's not a thing where he had to switch first. And he's like, oh, this is crap, or this is, like, cheap. But, like, no, he jumped in, and he literally turned to my mom and was like, Nana, I really wanted this more than I wanted the other thing. Anyway.
Wow.
Like, this is what I really wanted. And so it's like he has no clue one way or the other. He's just excited.
He's just excited here's a video game. Exactly.
For his point now, it's like I don't even need that other Switch thing or whatever that was before. I just have this now. And so I don't know. Sorry to go like off on a tangent.
No, that's really cool. Well, let me get to my number 3.
Yeah, number 3.
My number 3. I talked about this a little bit last year when we did our back to school episode and talking about why I look forward to going back every year. And my number 3 is going back to work. Not necessarily.
I can see that.
Like going back and being able to be a teacher in a classroom, in a gym, once again. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I had considered at the beginning of January, I was just kind of fed up with a lot of stuff. I did not get my national boards back in December. I was kind of down about that. We had some issues in the local school board that kept popping up, and I was frustrated with that. I was frustrated with our state legislature not really respecting education enough, and there just all these things kind of piling on. And I was considering leaving education.
Mm-hmm. And
I talked to
I tried to convince you to become a youth pastor.
Yeah, and
so that they would fund you to go on a mission back to Africa.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But I talked with a friend of ours from church because he was a former teacher, and to see what he had done. And it was funny to see how that kind of worked out, because before we even had the conversation, for like 2 weeks in a row, he was like, guys, I hate my job. You know, like he talked about it in Sunday school. I hate my job, I hate my job, I hate my job. And I was talking to someone else who was like, you know, you're too personal. I can't see you doing the whole sit behind a computer answering emails, blah, blah, blah.
It's not fun.
And it's like, no, I think I just need to change the pace. So, you know, let me do that. And then this happens. And one of the things that I have looked at as a blessing through all this is it has made me realize how much I should have appreciated my job, because you don't really know how much you enjoy something until it's really gone. From, you know, it's really taken away. You know, spare me your whole, you know, virtual learning or telelearning or whatever they're calling it. I found out on the first day where we were supposed to be working from home that I was not made to sit behind a computer for 8 hours a day doing lesson plans and doing webinars and doing, you know, Google Zooms or Meets or Google Hangouts or whatever. It's not the same. It's not, I mean, it's the best substitute we have right now for education, and we're doing our very best because this is something that we were also taken kind of by surprise, just like the whole world did not expect to be shut down for several months this year. But I am so looking forward to the day where I can walk into my gym at work and have 6 classes that day, you know, one from each grade level.
You appreciate it so much more.
I am looking forward to seeing kids run around, looking forward to teaching them, looking forward to having that interaction and that conversation with them.
Looking forward to being on your floor.
I mean, that's one thing. That didn't happen at all this year, by the way. We went a whole year. But I'm looking forward.
Be careful, year's not over with yet.
That's true.
Somebody may pee on your living room floor. It may be me just to like say, you didn't get it.
But I am so looking forward to going back and reconnecting to the thing that I love to do, which is be an educator, be a teacher, be a coach. Be an advocate for kids. It's things that I'm doing my best at right now, but I think a lot of my anxiety and depression has, you know, that I've been kind of really struggling with over the past several weeks. A lot of it is rooted in the fact that whenever I would go through hard times, I'd always have my job to fall back on. Mm-hmm. I'd always have that experience where I've got kids who are depending on me to be there for them. And there are kids out there who are depending on me and thousands of other teachers to be there for them. And we just can't be there the same way we could have been had we been able to be there in person. For a lot of kids, school is a safe haven. A lot of kids, it's the only place where they get a regular meal once or twice a day. For a lot of kids, it's the only safe place they know. And it's absolutely killing me and so many other educators. And if you're watching on whether it be YouTube, Facebook Live, or you're listening, and you're an educator, you can relate to the fact that it's just, when you think about those kids who really have you and have school, and they don't really have much else, and you know, this is, you know, school being the bright part of their day. It really hurts knowing that you can't do anything about that right now. And so, not to get all super serious, but I am so looking forward to whether it be August 17th or September, October, whenever we are allowed to go back and interact with my students. If I was to rank them, it's probably on number 1 on my list. 100%. I mean, I know it's the third thing I mentioned. I wanted to say the best for last, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Mexican food. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going to the movies. I'm looking forward to going to church and interacting with our people, our Sunday school class. But to be in the chaotic environment that is a elementary school gymnasium, I can't wait. Simply can't wait. So. Thank you, Ryan Bessesi, for your compliment.
See that?
Yeah, he said I was the protege of Danny Evans, and you know what? Cool story.
I feel like Ryan, sometimes, Ryan, because we know Ryan is, sometimes he throws random, really funny stuff out there, but I feel like that was very
so
serious.
great. Funny story, Danny Evans was actually a substitute for me about 5 or 6 years ago when I was teaching at Glendale Kinley. It was one of the only times he's ever subbed for me. And I left him my lesson plan that morning, and when I got back on Monday, he had wrote like something super, super nice about the way I had my class organized and stuff. I still have that. Like that was kind of really cool. It's like a passing the torch moment. So
I thought he was like, I like how you did this, but I like how I do it better. So I rearranged it.
I mean, honestly, and I told him that morning, like, if you don't like this, you do what you want because you're a legend. I mean, and he's like, no, I'm going to do what you have here is perfect. So like, okay, good. So, what's your number 3, sir?
My number 3, it almost is very similar to number 2, but it's different. What? Similar to number 2. It's similar to poop. Get out and poop more. That's my number 3, is just to get out, get more.
Be able to afford toilet paper.
And to poop a lot more. Pooping is good, especially drinking all this water I've been drinking. It happens more often. But no, going back to that is, you realize how much you stay at home. Like, because my life has been not much different. Yours has been a very drastic change.
Yes.
Mine, thankfully, my job is not shut down. We've been open the entire time. And I said something earlier about, how it's boring seeing an office. I've said multiple times in my life, like, it's the people you work with that make the most difference. Like, the people I work with at work, if it wasn't for them and the atmosphere that I have at work, it would not be the same job. I work with some amazing people. We have a lot of fun. We have Nerf gun wars and all sorts of stuff at work. So I'm very thankful for that. And so we've had a real good time still. But to just work and go home, you don't realize that a lot of stuff out there is a lot different. But something for me is I just want to do better of getting out and doing things. Right. So not turning the stuff down and just sitting at home all the time. So don't get me wrong. Sometimes you really just do need time to just sit back and relax and refresh and, get some rest. But I feel like there's a time too that you realize that life's flying by. It occurred to me today that 7 years from now I'll be 40. And that doesn't seem real.
Don't even talk about it. It's scary to me.
But 40 just doesn't seem real. It seems weird. Especially since I don't have kids yet. You don't have kids yet. 40 seems really weird. But honestly, 30 seems weird. And you hit it, and it's not. It's its own thing. But I don't know. You're starting to realize time flies by, and how the time is sitting at home or through all this has flown by. And so I want to do a better effort of getting out. And even when you have to force yourself to get out because honestly, I really just want to lay on the couch. And it's no, you'll lay on the couch whenever you're old and you can't get off the couch until, your I guess a grandson or nephew comes in and has a golden ticket. And you can get out of bed then and dance around and go to the shopping factory. But
it's all magical, man. It's miraculous. I mean,
But until then, I did have another topic. We don't have threes or nothing like this for this, but something that is an obvious thing is things aren't going to go back necessarily to the way they were. So what are some things that maybe you think, and like I said, this isn't some big long topic now, but just throw them out there. Some things you think may be different now because of the world we're in. I mean, we're not out of it yet, but just
things are definitely going to change. I think one of the positive changes we're hopefully going to see is cleaner areas, cleaner public areas, cleaner stores.
Cleaner people.
I mean, cleaner people.
I try to be cleaner now.
I mean, I guess really putting an emphasis on hygiene. I guess both for places you go and for how you. I mean, I think that's going to be a positive change where there's some places out there where you go and it's just you can tell it's not up to standard. I mean, it's not up to.
Depends what your standards are.
Well, that's true, but just being able to go somewhere and knowing that it's a clean place or knowing that the standards are going to be really high now to have a clean atmosphere is something that I think is definitely going to be an expectation for public places or businesses and stuff. And I think it's a positive thing that will come out of this.
Something we talked about with Rickie, in the past week or two. Buffets are probably getting shut down.
Buffets are gone. Sorry, guys. So for all the fat people, sorry. You have to order off the menu like the rest of us.
Not the rest of us, you're one of those.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd say, when have you ever ordered off the menu at a Golden Corral?
I didn't know they had a menu.
It's up there at the front when you're paying. There's things you can buy there instead.
I did not know that.
I think.
I'm learning.
I think my grandma or somebody used to do that. like Golden Corral, I think Rickie said they filed for bankruptcy. I don't know if that's true or not, so don't take my words as facts. But I don't know. Like we talked about a couple of places. K&W Cafeteria, I think, will still reign and still work because it's literally all food there and it's served. You point at it or say I want that and they get it. But there's a glass wall between you and the food.
But like a place like Rock and Roll Sushi,
that's the questionable area. We love going to Rock and Roll. Like sure, it's not the most amazing sushi, but it's all you can eat and we're pretty fat, so we can eat a lot.
And we like sushi.
Yeah. So. And it's better than especially way better than Food Line grade, but like it's not the top grade. But honestly, if you just want
does Food Line have sushi?
Yeah, it's over there.
Do they really?
Yeah,
it's not good though.
I've never had it because it's probably the same sushi's been there. Like I'm sure, no hating on Food Line.
Don't hate on Food Line. Don't hate on Food Line.
But like it's over there where they have like the rotisserie chickens. There's that little island right there with like the awesome pimento cheese from South Carolina's there. It's right underneath that. Like,
I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah. If you want it, go to Harris Teeter if you're going to get sushi.
Yeah, I've heard Harris Teeter sushi's pretty up to par. So
especially for like grocery store sushi, it's really good. But Rock and Roll Sushi, if you're going there, it's on a conveyor belt and it goes all the way around and it's in this plexiglass area where you can open it up, grab what you want, and put it back and shut the door again. But for me, that's what I do. I reach in, grab, pull it out. Rickie brought up like how many times are there people though that reach in like, wait a second, I didn't want that, put it back. Like that's contaminated now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, are they still going to be able to operate? I feel like if I was the restaurant owner, I would try to push to keep it going. And I feel like you have a footing to somewhat stand on, but I can see how they can get shut down.
They would have to really change, to me, like their model. Like I think it's going to all have to be like ordered on the touchscreen at that point. And I mean, would they still be able to use the conveyor belt?
Like,
that's the thing.
Last.
Like, I mean, I think if it still advertises all you can eat, but I mean, it would have to be.
It's different though.
But it would be a lot different. That's the thing. Like they couldn't just put it out. So I mean, that would be interesting to me. So
I'm trying to think of any other restaurants that we get. Like that's your major things.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Is there anything else you have? Like you mentioned concerts and stuff. I've already seen where like a lot of concerts for the year have already been shut down.
Yeah, we're not going to have any concerts this year. I mean, I think a lot of major ones are going to start up back in 2021. But even then, I mean, if they're really going to be pushing the whole social distancing thing, you're not going to do that.
No, there's no way.
There's no way.
Like Michael Thompson had already bought Rage Against the Machine tickets before they sold out.
Yeah.
And I think that's already been postponed, possibly. I know My Chemical Romance was coming back, and everybody, like every place, it was going to be sold out in minutes or whatever.
I mean, Taylor Swift, postponed her world tour. Lauren Daigle, I mean, a lot of Christian artists, they've moved them to the fall, but I'm still.
Well, that's when you're hopeful.
Like you're hopeful.
You push it back and hopeful that you're able to still do it.
The same way I'm hopeful for fall sports. And I don't know how that's going to work. We were talking in our PE teachers PLC meeting today that we don't think we're going to have fall sports. Like I'm getting less and less hopeful that we will have a fall season for middle school and high school athletics because there's too many question marks at that point. So. A lot of things.
I guess it comes down to like what happens with this virus because I know they're going to slowly open things back up, but like, did they finally find a cure and like things can get slowly taken, fixed,
or a vaccine?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
vaccine or cure. I mean, preventative and treatable. So
Ramsey said he was going to see Tenacious D in Wilmington, and I assume by saying he was going to, that means he's
no longer going to. Yeah,
I don't know. Like, there's a lot of things like that I do enjoy, and that's the great thing too because. End of last year and early this year, I'd started going to more concerts. That was one of my things. I wanted to go back to
something I wanted to do, yeah.
And I made it to some, but now I don't even know like how that works.
Like there was a possible trip for me to go see Switchfoot again this summer in Ohio. I had talks going to see the Goo Goo Dolls in August. I mean, there's just a lot of things.
Well, same way too. Like you think big concerts, sure, like that'll make a comeback at some point. But even local venues that were places that
we're not going to the Ritz like we did last year to see Amberlin, where it's packed to pack, wall to wall, elbow to elbow. You can't move around without touching 6 people again.
But most shows, like I can't name a show that's a bigger artist anyway that you're going to be able to get in there and actually fit to do anything.
Exactly.
Is it worth your money at that point? Like as a venue or an artist to like, I say that it's going to get worked out. They'll figure out ways. Like I don't want to mean that like. I'm all pro music and glad that people are able to still do it. I wish I would still do it more, but I don't know. It's interesting to see, like to know that's going to be different somehow, some way. I Anything else you can think of that's different?
No, let's jump into our social media shout outs. I got your list up from today, and then I'm gonna try to pull up one from yesterday and then go to Instagram as well. Kevin Savini says he's excited to make music in big groups like bands or choirs. Small groups are fun, but he likes hearing large groups work together to make music, and I 100% agree. We are actually going to get with Searching for Solace, our band, this Saturday to play together for the first time since we played at the Forum 2 months ago. It's crazy to think we were the last show at the Forum.
3 months ago.
3 months ago, yeah, February, yeah, 3 months ago. We were the last show at the Forum.
Wow.
Which is, we were the last major event there before everything shut down. Searching for Solace. So,
Actually, throw it in the bathroom there.
Yep. Well, you can't do that now. Social distancing mosh pit. Yeah, I agree. Ashley Blood says, having our Sunday school class back together and getting to see and hear the organized cast that is a fourth grade classroom. And I hit on both of those earlier, but absolutely. Your wife, Erica, says anywhere but staying home. She wants to travel and go to Jeep events. Joy Woods Wright, who I spoke with earlier. And again, go check out Granny's Morn if you want a mask.
It's awesome mask.
Yep. Those of you who weren't on earlier, she made this awesome custom
Turtle mask for me.
Ninja Turtle mask slash Batman on the other side.
Turtle here.
Yep.
Batman on the other side.
Batman on the other side.
Yep. It'll fit better when I actually adjust it.
But Joy Woods Wright says church, hugs, interaction with people again. Her shop being open without restrictions. She wants to welcome everyone in without having to count people or stand 6 feet away. She wants her kids to never have to use the word quarantine in a sentence again. Chris Rode had said something yesterday. Yesterday. Long back and forth. He says the only thing is traveling, and when school starts again, going to a physical building. But he said, other than that, nothing's really changed for them. Not having to wear those restricting masks when he goes into a building. But he says, being in and out of restaurants, he thinks people will think twice about going out to eat and start doing more takeout. He says, I think people will start thinking more about the sanitation. And here's the thing about restaurants. I've talked to several local restaurant owners over the past couple of weeks, and they have seen higher numbers since this has started than they would when their dining rooms were open. More people were just getting takeout and going home. And one local person said, if we never open our dining room again, we've done better the past 2.5 months than we had the previous 2.5 months.
You got to think there's a lot of places that shut down because they couldn't offer to go like how some places are. So you've got that traffic, and honestly, a lot of places are going, "Where's your drive-through?" Because I don't want to get out of the car, and so it's a lot easier. If you got a drive-through, it's a lot easier for me to go there. So.
Absolutely. Let's see. That was yesterday. Let me go back. Here we go. We have a few from Instagram. William Wright 180 says haircut. That's it. Just haircut. Aiden Colio says, I understand some are going mad in quarantine, but for me it's a dream come true because I do online school. It's probably being for him though, probably being able to eat out more. And then Richardson Trophy, Rebecca Richardson, who runs that, go check them out. She says sitting down and eating in a restaurant.
We even talked about that too briefly, like in our random conversations of, will restaurant dining ever be the same again? Let's try and reconnect. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
But, we have to sit with plexiglass dividers. No, I don't think it'll get that extreme, but if you're still trying to practice social distancing, will you be able to sit at a restaurant like a table, or a big table anyway?
Yeah.
So that worked.
Michael Hellman Thompson in the house. Something I found, I'm not necessarily suggesting this, but we usually do our recordings on Thursday around 6:30, and it's almost 8 o'clock. But we're getting more people in the later we do this. Just saying. Maybe we can start at 7 or 7:30. I don't know. I know Rickie. We don't want to keep Rickie up either. But
that's true. But it's going to push you to finally get that room going. You're at home. You're not going back to school like in a building. This gives you plenty of time to get that room ready. We'll see. Get the studio ready.
Michael Thompson says he misses the gym and making gains, and I miss the gym too. And that's one thing that, if the gyms were always things that we kind of kept sanitary anyway, because when you're done, you wipe down the equipment. People do. I mean, at the gym I go to, they can revoke your membership if you don't do it.
Well, I know. I'm saying there's a reason that had become a thing.
Yeah. So that's something that I really miss was going to the gym, being able to work out. That would take up easily an hour or 2 or 3 of my day. I mean, I would go every day too. I mean,
Michael's making some gains in the parking lot.
Yeah,
Though.
making those gains, brother.
He's walking around our parking lot at work in the afternoon.
So,
where I walk around the warehouse, Michael walks around the parking lot.
Right. Well, we appreciate every one of you who commented on our Facebook and Instagram.
Yep.
And no one commented on Twitter because I did not put it on Twitter.
It's okay.
That's okay. Again, What Media, all one word for Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. Make sure you go follow us, like us, subscribe to us on all those platforms. WTW_media on Twitter. I promise I'll do better one day. Or I'll teach Kyle how to use Twitter. It's very simple.
I'm busy enough. You can have.
All you gotta do is you gotta hit the little thing.
I've got to create these images. I've got to actually
It's not
stay
that
up to date.
not that hard.
I run 3 Instagram pages by myself.
Not that hard.
It's time consuming.
Not that hard.
I don't use the Twitter. You can handle the Twitter. That's where that's your realm. You live there.
Really not my realm.
It is. You've gotten famous people to retweet you, or at least tweet back at you.
The Rock loves me. Lauren Daigle loves me.
See,
who was the other one?
See, you've got good characters.
So
you hold on to the old Twitter.
Who cares? All right. So next week, we appreciate y'all tuning into the What the What podcast. We want to thank Rickie Liles for offering up the house, and all the people who have joined us along this journey. Next week, we continue the Running the Infinity Gauntlet series with our review and discussion of Captain America: The First Avenger, which was the 5th movie in the MCU. We have a special guest next week, Ashby Brain, who has been a loyal listener, follower. She is going to come join us, and she is super excited about it. I actually saw her at the track a couple of weeks ago.
Making gains of her own.
She was making gains of her own, absolutely. And so we're super excited to have her in studio as well. Again, thank you for listening, following us on social media. Until next time, stay as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all next week on the What the What podcast.
What the What?